Is it just me, or the more that we learn about Sam Bankman-Fried, the more there is to be desired? There's a complete lack of desire on my part to get to know Sam Bankman-Fried, but most recently there's more red flags, not only just about him, but about his crypto hedge fund that he founded, that he created, called Alameda Research. You might recognize this name for being the entity that is buying up the assets from Voyager Digital, the bankrupt lending platform. Alameda Research was also had taken out a loan from Voyager Digital to the tune of like over $350 million. And that was on their books at the time of Voyager declaring bankruptcy. So Alameda Research is pretty intricately and intimately tied to Voyager Digital. More concerning for a lot of people paying attention, speaking of lending platforms, is a similarity between the balance sheet of Alameda Research and Celsius. Now, before I get into it, it is worth it to note that everything that's being talked about in regards to Alameda Research and its balance sheet and maybe some fallacies that are going on with it, it's coming from research from CoinDesk, claiming to have inside knowledge of this, but there is no official public record of their Q2 balance sheet for Alameda Research. So take this with a grain of salt. The person who rang the bell for me, who really brought this to my attention, was Dylan LeClaire on Twitter. And he's famous for also ringing the alarm about UST and Anchor Protocol as well. So maybe they're not always 100% correct, but as I always say, it's important to see the other side that isn't so marketable, that these platforms and people would like you to know about them, like Sam Bankman-Fried and his companies. Basically what's happening, or what's being alleged, is that the assets that Alameda Research is claiming to have, there are some discrepancies on the actual factual amount and the value of them. The first concern is that like over a third of their assets are in the form of FTT, which is the native token for the FTX exchange, also owned by Sam Bankman-Fried. Not only the fact that like the vast majority of the supply of FTT is in the hands of Alameda Research, that's a red flag for everyone, regardless of how this plays out with the balance sheet of Alameda Research. But now it's being alleged again that Alameda Research is kind of leveraging their position in this newly created FTT token to, maybe they're going to pump their bags a little bit. They're going to use their marketing skills or use their deep pockets to make people excited about FTT. The price goes up. As the value rises of FTT, they can leverage their newly created asset that's now very valuable into issuing into taking out loans and, attracting funding from other investors. So it's kind of like they're saying, the foundation of Alameda Research and all that they're buying or claiming to have is kind of on shaky ground. Now, what you got to understand is that the difference between Alameda Research and Celsius is that this is happening pretty much, in my opinion, at the tail end of the bear market, rather at the beginning. And in my opinion, I don't think that Alameda Research or FTX is going to go down. That's an opinion. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Maybe it does. But in my opinion, the upside for crypto is probably right around the corner, and they're probably going to be okay and come away with this. But what you should not blow off is the fact that they are lying essentially, or at least, exaggerating heavily about what their assets are, leveraging that kind of fake position to get more people invested in their various projects. Other coins that make up the assets of Alameda Research include Solana and Serum. Both of these coins, and Serum is a decentralized exchange on Solana. Sam Bankman-Fried is a pretty rich guy, and he's invested in Solana. He's one of those VC investors that we all love about Solana. And he was also, one of the guys who helped start up Serum as well. So he's got close personal ties with all this, and he's getting his little grubby hands and into all of his tokens and into his hedge fund as well. Sam Bankman-Fried is still a fake, and now I think we're seeing how he's leveraging that fakeness into creating a really strong image of himself as best he can. For example, when he was saying he's going to be the crypto savior of the bear market in 2022, how he's saying he's going to be the one that's going to help regulation come into crypto because it's so much needed. He's got a very inflated impression of himself. And if you guys ever want to know if that's actually real, if there's anything behind that facade that he's trying to put out there in the media, watch the interview with him and Eric Voorhees. Body language says it all. And if you feel confronted and all of a sudden you're just, talking to a camera, not even an in-person discussion, someone asks a question and you go like this and you start shaking, that does not exude confidence, intelligence, or any kind of ability to address what is being spoken about. So either he is woefully ill-informed, or he doesn't really believe what he's pushing, or he's just winging it and trying to make as much money as he can, which we all know that's really his whole goal here. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. I'm keeping you updated on Alameda Research and Sam Bankman-Fried. In my opinion, I think it'd be great if this all gets washed out and we can have this free market cleanse itself like it should be. But anyway, we're gonna keep you posted. My name's Heidi, this is Crypto Tips. Hit like, hit subscribe. If you haven't yet, we appreciate it. And if you wanna get even more on what we're doing with our cryptos and why, check out the CT Club, a link is down below. Bye guys.